In this video we'll look at the new device properties of a delta amplifier within AudioCore. So we'll start the program, go online, 2 units find, build from connected units. So I have a delta 80 and a delta 100. The layout is very similar to 4 or 5 series within AudioCore, 4 in, 8 out. Note that the outputs are now grouped 4 plus 4 with the power amp outputs and the auxiliary outputs slightly separated for clarity. The first new thing to notice is each device has an online indicator top left, and there's also an additional status indication bottom right on the main screen. If I switch one of the devices off, immediately the indicator now says offline up here, bottom of the screen, one device offline. Back on, and we're back online again. To change specific features for the device, either select it, choose Device, Modify, or a right click on the background of the device and Modify Device from the shortcuts. This will bring up the modifications window. First choice is your format. This is split again between power amp channels and auxiliary channels. The routing window works exactly the same as with 4 and 5 series. You choose how you're going to route the outputs of the input processing, so this point into the output channel processing. So you're dealing with this matrix. You can select any multiples of inputs to be summed to any particular output channel. There are some quick presets. You can also choose to format as matrix routing, which completely makes it fully variable. I'll select that for the amp outputs, leave the auxes as they are. So now you can see that we have variable routing at the top here. If I edit the device, I will now have a matrix tab, and as you can see, I've got access to 4 faders, which are effectively the sends to the output channels. Bridging is also chosen on the format screen. If I choose to bridge my power amp channels for 1 and 2, you see I lose the controls for channel 2, similarly for 3 and 4. If I OK that, you can see the channels disappear on screen up here, and equally they will have gone on the amplifier channels at the top. So I have 4 tabs for my auxes, but only 2 for the power amp channels. Selecting Modify Device again, and now looking at this Source Selection tab, this is where you set up the input sources to feed the input channels. So this point on each device. So the input processing can be chosen from the analog sources or 4 digital sources. These will either be network sources in this case, or if I select AES for an XLR input, you can see that 2 of the network choices have changed to AES. So I can combine analog, network and digital within the device. If I wanted to set up a 4-in analog unit, it would just be as simple as this. If I wanted to choose 2 AES inputs, flick one XLR to AES and choose AES from down here. You can also choose the digital output source, which is the network audio output. This is chosen on a 4-channel basis. So you choose a pick-off point from within the amplifier.